Hi, financial exclusion is one of the key issues that world is facing right now, where developed nations are using modern means to transact. It is a cumbersome task for developing nations like India to bring such a large chunk of population under the umbrella of financial inclusion. Sustainable innovation is the key, and one of such sustainable innovation in India in recent past is Unified Payment Interface, which is popularly known as UPI. A study published by BCG in 2022 India will cross the mark of $10 trillion by 2026, which was around $3 trillion at that time. So, to gain this momentous growth, it is very necessary to bring a large chunk of population under the purview of UPI. So, hi everyone, my name is Sumit, and in this video presentation, I'll present my Indian digital payment analysis in front of you. So, the agenda of this project are first of all, we will know about our UPI, then we will put light on ETL tools and data sources, then we'll talk about data models, then we'll look on our dashboard mockup, then we'll discuss our primary goals and expected outcomes, then we'll also look at our prerequisites, expected outcomes. We will answer that dashboard using a research question, and at last, we'll provide some recommendations. So first of all, we will talk about UPI. Unified Payment Interface is a real-time payment system which was developed by NPCI. It facilitates interbank transactions and operates 24 by 7. It allows users to transfer money between bank accounts using mobile phones, and it does not require recipient bank account details. It is widely used as a digital payment method in India. So the ETL tool for these projects are I extracted the data using Python and Excel. Uh, I used Python to extract uh, Phonepe Pulse dataset from its GitHub repository and used Excel to extract NPCI transactions and estimated population data. For transformation, I used Power Query, and for loading part, I used Power BI. So the data model of this project is this. We have two dimensions table and four fact tables. Let's look at the mockup of our project. So this is my mockup. We have home page, then we have category page, we have state page, and we have executive dashboard. In each dashboard, we will explain different research questions. Now let's look at our primary goals and expected outcomes. The primary goal of this project is to explore KPIs like total processing value, transactions, and average transactions value across different categories, states, and districts. The expected outcomes from these projects are to understand the digital payment trends in India and to understand where the states are failing and what can be done to improve. Now let's look at the prerequisites. So we must be familiar with few terms for better understanding of this project. So these terms. Now let's look at our research questions. The first research question is how does the total processing value, average transaction value, and number of transactions vary across merchant payments in latest year? Now, to answer this question, we will select merchant payments from our category filter. Then, as we can see that the total amount has increased by 51.78% as compared to last year, and its total value is 226.6 billion. We can also look at our total transactions. The growth is 77.37%, which is 36.71 billion, right? I mean, for 2023. The YOY growth for average transaction value has decreased to 14.43%, and which is so obvious the at because the total transaction has increased by 77.37%, but the total amount has only increased by 51.78%. So this is normal. Now, which are the top three categories in 2023 based on TPV? So in 2023, The top three categories are merchant, peer-to-peer payments. In first category, comes your peer-to-peer payments. In next one, that comes your merchant payments, and in third place, here comes your recharge and bill payments. So the total amount of value processed through these three channels is the highest contribution. How much amount was spent by user in North India on financial services? So to answer this question, we will look at a zonal filter and we'll select a northern state, northern zone. Now let's look at the total amount spent by spent on recharge and bill, sorry, financial services. So the total amount spent quarterly is here. So in quarter first of 2023, the average amount spent by North people living in North India is 0.15 dollars, which rose to $0.17 in quarter two. It was again rose to $0.22 in quarter three, and it, it was $0.26 in quarter four. Now let's look at our third question. How much amount was spent by users in North India on financial services? Okay, we have answered this question. Which are the top five districts in southern state in terms of total transactions? So to answer this question, we will move to our state tab. For southern state, these are our top five districts. The first one is Bangalore urban. Another one is Rangareddy. The third one is Hyderabad. The fourth one is Medachal, Malkajgiri. The fifth one is Vishakhapatnam. These are the respective amount. For Bangalore, it was 4.8 billion. For Rangareddy, it was 1.6 billion. Hyderabad, it was 1.4 billion. And for Medachal, Malkajgiri, it was 1.3 billion. And for Vishakhapatnam, it was 0.8 billion. Now, let's look at another research question. Find the top zone with highest total amount per user. So to answer this question, we will look at this dashboard. First of all, we will deselect this filter. So the amount per user, so the total amount per user is $23.18. For southern state, it is the highest, that is $3,139.1938. And we can also look at this KPI, and we can see that Telangana has the highest contribution, which is $4,622.2313. We can also look at Telangana, and Rangareddy has the highest total processing value. So we can analyze this report based on our requirement. Now let's look at another question. Find the top zone with highest total amount per user. Okay, we have answered this. Find the bottom district on transaction in northeastern state and compare its performance with the top district. So the bottom district is Faisal. So in northeast, the bottom district is Faisal, and the top district is Kamrup Metropolitan in terms of transactions. As we can see that for Kamrup, it is showing negative growth for both total amount, total transaction, and our average transaction value. So although it is the topmost district in Northeast transaction wise, but it is showing us some negative growth. You can also look at our Firzwal. So this district is showing some positive trends. Last year, the total amount processed was 450.29 thousand dollars. Now this year it is 658.70 K. Last year the total transaction was 13K. Now it has increased by 39.10% and rose to 18.09K. The average transaction value has also increased. Okay. Now let's look at our another question: in which state people are using digital payment the most? So to answer this question, we will look at our executive dashboard. So as we can see that in Delhi, people are using digital payments the most, as 85.98% of people are using it, are registered on a UPI platform. This is just 10.43% for Meghalaya. So these are the two states. So let's look at Delhi. So the population of Delhi is 21.36 million and the total users are 18.36 million. Per capita transaction is 95.36 and the per capita amount is $1,627. If we'll talk about Meghalaya, Meghalaya total population is 3.35 million. The total users are just 0.35 million. The per capita transactions for Meghalaya is 6.73 and per capita amount is $173.37. So I hope I have answered all the research questions efficiently. Now we will look at a recommendation part. So we have seen that Lakshadweep is one of the state where which is low in terms of which has low in terms of the transaction total transactions are very low in this state or in this union territory. So as we can see that government is focusing on Lakshadweep under Sagarmala project. So to turn it into a tourist hub, it is a great opportunity for PSP to improve digital payment infrastructure in this island. There are many northern eastern states which are lacking digital payment infrastructure, and the basic reasons are Aadhaar penetration is 72% as compared to national average of 92%. There is less facility of cash in cash out opportunity. Transaction failure rate is also 1.5 to 2x as compared to the national average, because the network downtime is 3 times greater than the national average. The payment application does lack in terms of local languages. So these are all the problems that northeastern states are facing. What government and PSP can do is they can work together to improve digital payment infrastructure, as northeastern states has potential of $18 billion retail digitalization opportunity. So what I feel is government really needs to look at these. Government and PSP can really take these two recommendations in order to improve that digital payment infrastructure. So I hope I have you have learned you might have learned something from this project. So I really wanted to thank you for listening me till here. So thank you everyone. Thank you for listening.